Red button means we're live, a casual take with your boy Stephen Pepper, here to give a take off my chest. So Paolo Banchero yesterday got shown the money, which, by the way, can we just talk about how crazy NBA money is at this point? Like, why did I not decide to go all in on being a ball player rather than talking ball? But that's besides the point. 5-year rookie max extension that could go up to $287 million in total if he ends up earning an accolade such as an All NBA award, which I think he can get in short order. So, although I think this is an expensive contract per year, this is worth it for somebody in Paolo Banchero. I think it's a heck of a player now and has a long future ahead of him. But if you listen to NBA Twitter, they'll tell you otherwise. And that's exactly what I wanted to talk about here today. Is not necessarily the contract, but the discourse in recent days on Twitter about Paolo. It's getting real disrespectful on his game. People on Twitter saying, I'd rather have this guy over Paolo because I don't like how Paolo plays. And I'm just like, I just can't stand by anymore. I have to say what I have to say about Paolo. And that is, I think Paolo is the most underrated star in the NBA today. I mean, this is someone who is giving you 26, 8, and 5 a night as the number one on a playoff team. And those numbers, by the way, absolutely translate to the postseason. Don't let anyone tell you anything different. But according to nerds on NBA Twitter, let's face it, they're nerds who watch basketball through spreadsheets rather than the actual game itself. They'll tell you he's a bum. You know, he's not good. Casuals overrate him. I'd rather start my franchise around J-Dub and Chet. Thank God you're not my GM. Thank God you're not my GM. Paolo's a top 20 player in the league with face of the franchise potential written all over him. Guy like Chet, absolutely not. And that's no disrespect to him, but that's the exact reason why the Magic took Paolo over Chet in the first place in the draft. Like, of course, guys like J-Dub and Chet, and I'm going to use them as an example because they've been popular on the Twitter discourse, look so great when they're number twos and number threes, you know, playing behind Shea when they just won a championship. Of course, they look so valuable. But how great would they look? Ask yourself this if they were forced to be the number one on the team with the worst spacing in the league. Okay, because that's the exact situation that Paolo's in. Or should I say was, because they just added Desmond Bane and he should help the shooting situation. But that's the situation that you're judging Paolo in. Keep the context in mind that you're indicting his turnovers, his efficiency, his net rating when he's playing with a bunch of non-shooters. And he's still taking this team to the playoffs every single season so far, other than his rookie year. But I'm looking at his numbers in his career. What is there not to like? He's getting better every year, exactly what you want your face of the franchise number one overall pick, too. At 20 years old in his rookie season, he starts at 20 points per game and he wins Rookie of the Year. The following season, at 21 years old, he's up to 23 points and he's an all-star. At 21 years old, he takes a joke of a franchise to almost 50 wins with the worst shooting squad in the league. Is that not impressive to you? And then the following season, he's up to 26 points per game at 22 years old. I think he would have been an all-star again if he didn't play just 46 games. But, you know, he's one of only 8 players, 26, 8, and 5 a night, to do that at 22 years or younger. Is that like not impressive? Does that not move you? He joined Shaq and T-Mac as the only Magic to ever average 25 points per game or more in a single season. And I'm looking at the postseason, 27 points per game in 7 games in his first playoff trip against the Cavs. Then last season, he's 29 points per game against the defending champs. Those numbers absolutely translate to the postseason. But this guy just goes underappreciated because turnovers, defense isn't that good. He needs to stop shooting the midi. This guy's three-point jumper is broke. He's hitting threes in the playoffs, but whatever. I'm absolutely building my team around that guy. Sign me up for that. 22 years old, averaging 26 points a game. It's only getting better from here. I'm sorry, like, I appreciate guys like Chet and J-Dub. I think they're really good players. And again, I'm using them as an example because they're not the only players people think are better than Paolo, but they're the 2 most talked about players on Twitter who people think are better than Paolo. But it has a lot to do with winning bias. The fact that J-Dub just dropped 40 in the finals. But at the end of the day, you could stretch out their advanced analytics and say they're better than Paolo. They're getting number 2, number 3 priority defense. Paolo's the face of Orlando. When teams game plan around Orlando, it's against Paolo. Okay, the Thunder aren't building around J-Dub and Chet. They're building around Shea, and that's why the Thunder are so good. The Magic are building around Paolo, and they keep making the playoffs. So I'm looking at what Orlando Magic said. this commitment reflects our belief in Paolo's talent, character, desire to win at the highest level. Absolutely. This is a belief contract. The Desmond Bain trade was a belief trade in Paolo. And when I see a guy at 22 years old giving you 26, 8, and 5, I mean, what's there not to like? You can miss me with the on-off numbers. You can say his game's a little clunky, can't hit a three, turnovers are a little higher than you want to. But at the end of the day, this is a franchise guy with number one potential written all over him. I do not want to hear about a number 2 or a number 3 option being better than Paolo. This is the most underrated star in the NBA today. But let me know what you guys think. I appreciate everyone for tuning into this episode of A Casual Take. Follow my social media. Stay updated on all things related to the show. Until next time.